Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a solo run on the Nightmare of Gahlran with Hunter. For my subclass, I'll be using the Nightstalker. Here are the fragments and mods I'll be using in this video. For my kinetic, I'll be using Thoughtless Sniper. Next, I'll be using the Enigma Glaive. For my heavy weapon, I'll be using the famous Lament. For my helmet, I'll be using Double Sword Ammo Finder, Reaping Wellmaker with 10 Resilience. For my gauntlets, I'll be using Glaive of Dreams, Powerful Friends, 10 Resilience. For the chestplate, 6 Coyote with Double Solo Void Resistance with the Loosened Blade. Next, I'll be using Sword Scavenger, Elemental Charge, Arcmine Force to use, 10 Mobility with the Supercharged Bomber and 10 Resilience. Alright guys, so I decided to go for the 2-phase for the Void Hunter subclass. So this is the new dungeon, Duality, and there's going to be symbols that we need to pick up. First of all these barrels you see, it will be completely RNG if they're going to be left, right, or the back of the left and the right. Now I do recommend to pick only one symbol and then leave one out until you go back to the nightmare room. Now I will be showing you right now that I'm going to pick up one symbol and then take down the next Scion bearer. And ignore these ads. You have the power of invisibility, so you can just make your way and then just take them down. Now there will be these bell keepers. These guys can actually push you off the map if you're not careful, if you're not using a sword. I do recommend using Lament. Now I am looking for each of these bearers, and of course there is the boss walking around like a maniac, immune. So once you take down this barrel, you'll have invisibility with the fragment and ignore this symbol. Now each of the symbols are RNG. It could be axe, dog, cup, and sun. So once you go back to the normal room, always remember to go in the circle to teleport to the normal room. Now because I have war beasts, I'm just gonna call it dog. I want to go to the dog symbol. So there's gonna be these 2 bell keepers. You can just melee it and make sure you don't hit the bell yet. So right now what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna dunk the symbol, the dog symbol, and then do a couple of melee shots with the glaive, and then turn invisible, and then use my sniper and ignore this Colossus, Cabal, and all these ads, so I could just make it to the nightmare room. Now here are these nightmares of Gahlran. Make sure you take them out with the sword, and they can be a little RNG where they're standing. Sometimes they walk aggressive towards you, and sometimes they troll you and they just hop here and there, and they just try to make your life miserable. So try your best to clear as much ads as you can, well, the nightmare Gahlrans as you can. And then once you do, turn invisible and take down these bell keepers with your sniper. Now if I was using the ray sniper, it would one-shot them, but since I don't have that weapon unfortunately, and not a lot of people have the raid weapons, then I can't really do that, so I had to make some adjustments. Now just remember to pick up the symbol and ignore the bearer. I repeat, ignore him, do not kill him, because we're gonna do a different method of extending the time so we could do DPS at the boss to do the 2-phase. So once I pick up the callus, or I like to call it the cup, now all I need to do is make sure I have full ammo to go to the nightmare room to do full DPS. Now if you're not really looking into doing the 2-phase, then this doesn't really matter of you having max ammo. You can just simply clear down the bell keepers fast, dunk the symbol, and then just make your way to nightmare room and do DPS. It all depends of your playstyle, or if you want to 2-phase the boss, or you just want a minimal of a 3-phase, then you could ignore and just get at least 45 plus ammo, and then you could just do DPS at the boss. So what I'm gonna do over here is turn invisible, do a little dodge, and then just use my sniper, ignore these ads since I am not solar at the moment. And now I'm going to take down all these Nightmare Gahlrans. Now just remember to never equip your glaive, since we have the Glaive of Dreams. It's going to extend the time of the nightmare collapsing, as you can see from the far left side. So I took down the barrel and I got extended time. Ignore the symbol, by the way. I repeat, ignore it. Ignore the symbol, since mainly we're going to do is DPS. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to tether and then just use the power Lament. So usually I do the charge attack, light swings, and then do the heavy attack. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now I do heavy attack. So I was being a little bit very cautious because all these cabals are trying really hard to annihilate me. And if I was on the solar subclass with restoration, then of course these guys would be a big joke, right? So I'm trying to do as much DPS as I can, and it was going to collapse around 6 seconds. So make sure you're in the circle and not too close to the bell, because there are bugs where the bell can kill you, and it happened to me many times. So as you guys saw, there was a cup symbol that we left out. Highly recommend to leave the one that we killed the barrel before doing DPS, as you saw over there. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is take down the 2 bell keepers, and now I'm going to reset the DPS. So you must hit the bell, and then it's going to be RNG where the barrel scions will spawn. So there's no one over here, so I'm going to go to the opposite direction, and hopefully we'll have a guy to give us a symbol. We see this bearer, and now we can pick up the essence symbol. Now here's a cool trick, and this is I highly recommend for solo DPS. So remember that cup symbol that we ignored? Yeah, so it's going to change to the actual real symbol that we actually need for DPS. So now what you're going to do over here is not pick up that cup, and you're going to kill the barrel that we ignored, right? We ignored that symbol, we didn't pick it up, and now it's going to turn into a RNG axe symbol. So what you're going to do over there, of course, the same thing. You kill the barrel and then you ignore, you don't pick it up until the next phase. Until the next time you go to the nightmare room, we're going to pick it up. That way we can do enough DPS. So right now what I'm going to do over here is go to the dog section, and of course I am just trying my best to get as much heavy as I can. Mainly I want to go for the 2-phase, so I want to get full heavy and then just make sure everything is good to go. So we do have to dunk this symbol 2 times, always pick one at a time, right? So once the door is going to open, you turn invisible, and then you're going to shoot the red bell. You're going to shoot the red bell, and then you're going to go to the Nightmare Gahlran. And if you do see the barrel, please ignore it, by the way, because you will want to take down the barrel during the DPS mode for the boss, so you can extend the time. Just let you know and let everyone know for the trick for the solo. Now for the fire team, it'll be a little different approach, by the way. But since we're on solo, it's gonna be a little different and way more easier. So I'm gonna take down these bell keepers, and now I'm gonna be picking up the symbol that I left off. So right now I am trying to remember where the symbol is, so that's why I went to that direction. And I remember the symbol was from the far right side. So here's the axe. If you guys remember, it was a cup, then it turned into an axe, right? This is the right symbol, not the fake symbol, by the way. So now once I get the axe, I am gonna go and wait for the bell keepers to spawn. So my heavy was very low, by the way, so what I had to do over here is take down the bell keepers and then just farm for some heavy. Basically, for the farm for heavy is you just clear down as much as you can and pray for RNG to get some heavy bricks. I do have sword ammo double, by the way, so I was trying my best to clear as much as I can so I can do DPS for the next phase. So you can see over here that I was just looking at these scions. And I was trying to switch weapons. Hopefully maybe I can get some heavy. Now if I wasn't doing the 2-phase, then I would completely ignore them and just do the DPS. So because these scions were not cooperating with me, I had to dunk the symbol so these cabals can spawn and I can try my best to get some DPS. And of course, new adventures available, so yes, it's reset time, 1 o'clock. Yay for that, right? So make sure you have enough heavy, but if you're not doing the 2-phase, then you could just go to the boss fight and do DPS. Now I was just trying to take down this Art Cabal, this evil. I despise him with all my might, and I'll talk more about that for the final boss for the next video. So as I said before, there are symbols left, right, and then from the opposite side, left and right. I am planning to draw a map. I mean, for the first encounter, I would say that's very easy to look at the symbols. But for the vault and then for the last encounter, definitely you will need a map. Now we're going to be taking down these Nightmare Gahlran. And of course, there should be a barrel that will spawn so we can get extended time. So you can see, I see him, and then I take him down. I take down all these Nightmare Gahlran, and then what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to take down these Bell Keepers, and then I'm going to do as much DPS as I can. So you can see here, make sure you don't equip Glaive, because Glaive of Dreams gives you extended time when you take down the barrel and the bearer and the Nightmare Gahlran. So now I'm going to do DPS at the final boss, well, one of the bosses for this dungeon. And I was trying my best to do as much DPS as I can, and of course it almost pushed me off to the wall, which it can happen a lot for this boss. So right now I'm just doing as much DPS as I can, and also remember to have Loosen Blade charge ×4, so you can do as much DPS to take down the boss. So we took down the boss, we 2-phased it. I am planning to draw a map for this, and I already finished the map for the vault and the final boss. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!